All right, well, I went to clean her up, realized the seal was still in there, so I was able to get that out. I think the lights kind of got it messed up, but I've got her pretty cleaned up in there, and I'll get the other one out. They've been in the freezer, so I'll get it out and drive it in here in a second. So the new one is a two-piece deal. This one sits up in there, and then this is where you get your pivots on, whereas the old one, find where I stuck that one. The old one, the pivot was actually made on the Kingpin. And I'll find it here in a little bit and show it to you. Just have to remember where I stuck it at. All right, so let's see if we get down here. Haul this from the underside, which makes it lovely. Ways to go. I don't want to beat it down. I'm trying to be gentle. I don't want to mess that lip up at all. Going in there. Sure, that sounds wonderful on camera. Here's the one I was talking about. See how it's already rounded. That's the way it's made. Hard to get going 100% flush. Or straight, that is. From the bottom side. Going slowly. Drive her on in. About got it. I'll check it. I probably had to hit it a time or two. I think that'll have it. Get my light turned on here. And my batteries fell out. Whoa. All right. She's almost flush all the way around. Let's probably just need a lick here and there, and we'll have it. I believe that's got it. I do believe. And then we'll have to get a socket to fit the seal. I think that's what fell off the top up there. Was my seal. We'll get a socket to fit that and we'll get the seal in. All right, this seal takes a socket that looks to be about an inch and, what is that, inch and 13/16. Looks like it'll fit it pretty good. So we'll put our seal in. Oh, beat it up just a little bit. Didn't want to do that. That's not good. All right, after much battling, I was able to get the bottom seal in. There was still a little bit of a rough spot down there, and it just did not want to go. Now, I can locate my other seal. And the socket works good, but I think on top up here, I'm just going to put in with a board. Get this thing open. There we go. Might make it a little flatter. Don't want to damage that lip much, but it's not holding anything but some grease, so. All right. Touch it with the socket here to seat it down in there. I do need to seat the bottom a little bit. I didn't seat it once I got it up in there. Let me seat it. All right. Seals are in. Okay. All right. So, if you recall, I couldn't get that outside cover off. And so I thought the book said that I could pull it out and the shaft would stay. I was wrong. I may regret that. I don't know. But the shaft is with it. I've got a carrier thing here that goes on my jack we built years ago for doing 4-speed Chevrolet transmission. So we'll see how well I can do this. I'll put a little bit of oil on it, some gear oil, lube it up so when it goes through there on those splines and everything, it doesn't really tear that inner seal up right there. And then raise it up here, get it fairly level. Straighter there. Easier said than done. All right. Got to turn, twist it just a little bit the wrong way. Now, we have to let it down just a little bit. Again, taking it apart would have been a lot easier, a lot lighter. Got to get that catching the splines in there. Yep, it's going to be the thing that gets it. And because it's a CV, that shaft's buckling in 2 spots there. I don't know what all you're seeing there. Give you a little bit more to see. Whoops. All right, let's see what we got right here. I don't know how much that shaft can move back there, but it's quite long. I may end up having to get the welder out, welding on these tabs, try to get them off there. Because I think you're about going to have to hold that up. Aha. That, oh, felt like it caught there. It didn't catch like I needed to. Folks, don't do it this way. Work extra hard to get that plate off the front out here. It will help you in the long run. But, ta-da! All right. Now, next thing my lovely little book says, look at that. Somebody said I didn't grease these very well. I'm pretty sure we got grease on. Let's figure the shims. And it says to split the shims, put them all in. There's 3. These are not very nice looking shims here. There's 2. I got a feeling these are multiple shims, or it's just that dirty. Just that dirty with all the grease. Someone told me I didn't grease it good enough. That's why it went bad. What do y'all think? All right, yep, that's what I thought. So that's 2 shims. So let's go with 3 on the bottom, or 4 on the bottom. I'll put these 3 here on the bottom. And I'm still waiting on one bolt that was missing, so I might steal one out of the other side just to get everything lined up. And then I can put it back in when it comes in. Hoping it'll be in within by the end of the week. I'm going to put these 3 right there. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of that one. That one's kind of rough. I'm going to go 3 and 3. We'll see how we do here. So, get my top one here. And so the top one has the grease fitting and it aims in. So let's put these shims on here. Get them lined up. Kind of rock this thing a little bit, not much. I don't know which will be the best way to go in with it. But I do know when it was new, that one piece didn't want to hardly fit on there. So I hate to beat on it too much. But get our trusty board out of here. All right. All these bolts I think are the same. I get a couple of them started. All right. Now to the bottom side. Let's see what we can do with that. All right. Get everything set up, get my creeper over here. All right, so we'll tilt the video from the underside here because I've got a light back that way. We'll line these shims up. This one's a little tougher to get into, but we'll see what we can do. Let me look at the other side real fast. See which way that notch goes. All right, so if you're doing these, that open spot right there goes towards the tractor. Somehow that slid in. Very, very, very easy. Do I have my bolts on? Lined up right there. Let me get my little screwdriver here. Okay. Fairly lined up right there. Okay. Folks, I believe that one was broke off. I thought it was just mud in there when I checked it. I thought I cleaned it. We may have to go through a little bit more of a deal here. Find my light. Put some glasses on. All right. What have we got here? Yep. That one snapped. I wonder if a left-handed drill bit would pop that out there. Didn't realize that before. Let me get some tools. Well, folks, let me see if I can get in there with that jack stuck in the way. Oh. And try to center punch it. And then use a left-handed bit. Maybe that thing will grab. Pop it out of there. I won't lie to you that I did not check that thoroughly. I just thought it was dirt. And I guess I forgot about it. And then now you can see that was a buka of mine. This steak's gonna cost me a little bit of time, and a lot easier to do this with the jack not sitting right here in my way. Right. So let's try to hit the center, because the only left-handed bit I've got is a pretty good size one. And my other option is, I don't like doing that either. Just to try to, I got glasses on, but everything fell in my face. Ain't much of a bit. Just wonder if I'm gonna have to weld a nut onto it in the middle. That one ain't gonna do anything. I need a smaller bit. So, plan B. My light fail. It's one of them little Amazon lights, I tell you. I kind of like it, but I don't, because the back won't stay on it. It's supposed to clip on my hat. The back won't stay on it. So, get my welder back out over here. See what I can do. Well, folks, I'll tell you, paying attention to stuff goes a long ways, and so had I paid attention to what I was doing, I could have had this out on the ground to where I could get to it. I'm actually going to let this jack down and see what it does. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Just going to have to get in here. I'm going to put the jack back under to raise it back up a little bit. I'm going to need this in there. It's held on top. Whoops. Hit you with the welding rod. That ain't going to help me much, is it? Trying to find a place to clamp on that won't destroy something. Oh, you know what? I forget this old welder. It's on. May not be making. Makes a lot of noise like the other one when it's. I've done such a wonderful job here. Tell you what, I'm gonna shut y'all off and move you. You're gonna be in my way. Well, folks, did a terrible job welding that nut on there, but I got enough of a tab on there. So look at that. I put my vice grips on it. Out she came. Well, sometimes you're not doing too good, but things work out. So now let's get back to putting it back together. All right, well, got that bolt out. Move my camera angle. I'm gonna slide my jack back in here up underneath of it. I think I'm gonna turn it around. All I need is a little pressure on it. Make sure I'm not on my studs out here. A little pressure. All right. Now, I'm at tight quarters here. Need a bigger shop, guys. Now, let's go back and put this other piece up back on here. Remember, the big notch goes to the inside. I can find that right there. So slide this up in there, and one bolt. Punch here. Get them lined up. There we go. We're off a little bit. One bolt. Second bolt. Let me. Get all these started. It's not too big of a deal. There, that'll help a little bit. All right. Now, get the impact over here. See if this is the correct socket. That is. Let's run these on the bottom side in. All right. I'm gonna let our jack down. Roll it back out of our way. Now. Here, run these top ones down. Now I can tell you right now, we have a lot of play. but I can't move anything. I won't say I got a lot of play, I just got a lot of space. Ugh. So I don't know. Try pulling these bottom ones up. I don't know if they just haven't fallen down in there like they should. Maybe I'll loosen these up. Really need to switch, but I don't think I have a thin wall on my metrics. Everything I got is impact. Did that make it any tighter? Nope. Well, let me play with it for a while, folks. No sense you all watching this. So we're getting ready to finish up our Maxxum Kingpins here. Just to show you how they say to set them up, they will tell you to install the new Kingpins, no shims, torque the bottom one to 60 foot-pounds, put a jack underneath that bottom Kingpin, raise it up, take your feeler gauges and slide in there, and this is according to the IT manual, so take it as it is. And then slide your feeler gauge in between the bottom of the Kingpin and the top of your hub here. And that's your dimension that you need. I think you knock about 0.02 of an inch off of that. So that way you've got just a little bit of play. Here's what the shims look like. They come in basically 3 different thicknesses. I'll post a picture of the 3 thicknesses with the part numbers on there. I bought some of them from Case. They were about $6.50 from Case. Got what I thought I needed based on my measurements. I actually bought a little bit extra, and I needed more than that, so I had to go back and get some more. Case was out, so I ordered some off of Broken Tractor. I think they were about $3 a piece. So I ordered 6 because I'm gonna have to do the other side probably next year. It's not bad. It's just got a little bit of play in it, but I'll do it next year. But anyway, so I ordered these. I'll have them for next year. I ordered 6 of them. They were $3 a piece, but you had to pay freight on them, so it still cost me about $30 to get 6 of them. So a little bit less than going to Case. But anyway, once you get it done and figure out what you've got, you want to split your shim pack top and bottom. So put half of them on the bottom, half of them on the top, and then you want to go back and torque everything to 100 foot-pounds. And then you should have a little bit of play in there. If I push out my, you'll see that I can turn it by hand just a little bit. There's not much movement that way, but I can turn it by hand. Before I put the last couple shims in, I couldn't move it at all. It was too tight. We don't want that. We want to be able to move it by hand. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put our tie rod in, nut back on, get our tire on. I've got to add a little bit of fluid to the axle there, or the front diff there. I've already filled this one where I drained a little bit out of it when I was going to try to pull that cover off, but couldn't get those 2 bolts out. That'll probably have to come off one day. I'll probably end up having to put a seal in this one. I've put a seal in the other one several years ago. But we'll tidy this up. The tractor will be ready to go back out and start feeding. So I hope you learned a little bit about how to put Kingpins in a 5000 series Maxxum. I was kind of learning as I went too. It's not that bad of a job. Just remember, it is easier if you can pull these 2 bolts out of this hub here and split that hub on your planetary there and then pull that snap ring off so that axle stays in. We found out the hard way that even though that book didn't tell me that that axle would come out, there's a snap ring in there when I got into looking into the parts manual. So hopefully you learned a little bit about that on the 5000 series. Leave a comment below, share it with somebody. You know, ask some questions if you have any questions about it. I'll try to answer what I can. So appreciate y'all watching. Have a good one.